How much clout do you actually have in HyperNation? But there is one thing blatantly obvious, Keith Williams. You have made a ton of money out of this, doing this in the name of God, stealing from the poor, and you're giving it to the rich. What the hell kind of person are you in your clan of VIPs that you are good Christian? What a load of baloney. You have changed Mike Lucas's life and you have fooled him out of his money. Get a life, you piece of shit. On that note,
I went into my retirement fund.
Let's get Mike Lucas's money back.
I just got very sick.
What the hell is a global sales representative's job? What would you like to say to Keith Williams?
The money that I saved all my life to retire off.
This is the other side of it. This is the people you've stolen from. Are you listening, Keith? Are you listening to what Mike Lucas is going to ask you?
I need my money because I worked all of my life to retire.
Hello, Danny the Heck's my name, and thank you for tuning in to the Danny the Heck YouTube channel. This is a plea for help. We are trying to get $25,000 back for Mike Lucas, who believed in HyperFund because he was introduced to it by a guy who said that he can help him get his fund back. And I've just noticed I've grabbed the wrong image, so I'm going to update the image in the background as we talk, because I updated the image and I actually put the guy's name that is actually the person that introduced Mike to it. Now, when I got this video, I was appalled and I was angry, and I've actually left it for a couple of days before I've actually done this video. So I'm just updating the background. And I'm also, and I can't even say the name properly. I'm going to get my computer to say it in a minute because I've done some bit of research on this guy, and hopefully this reads properly.
Anhtuan Nguyen.
Anhtuan? Is that the guy's name? He's the guy that introduced Mike to it. So the plea for help is quite simple. See, just recently, they've dumped HyperVerse, they've dumped HyperFund, and they basically now moved everything over, all the assets of this hedge fund, as Whitney Smart actually has said. Even though Pinakee Naaaaikkkk has actually said that hedge funds are risky business, somehow along the way, he's contradicting himself, and now some people are saying it's a hedge fund, and some people are saying it all has derived from a company called HyperTech Group, and the owner of that company, well, the 40% owner is Ryan Zhu, and he's absolutely a billionaire. He's got lots of money, and at one point they did guarantee to give people's money back if they got lost. But Ryan Zhu is alleged to be a billionaire. Now, in 2021, we actually found he took a job and worked for a company for $120,000 a year. And at that time, he theoretically had 300 other organizations that he was driving forward. And then he paused and thought he would take a job for 6 months. Doesn't sound quite right. So a lot of people have a lot of faith that this billionaire who has pictures of himself with Donald Trump is going to bail everyone out. But then we've got this new entity that started up called HyperNation. And basically, as Whitney Smart says, that these are all separate hedge funds. But you guys haven't invested in the umbrella company HyperTech Group, have you? You've invested in the income streams of HyperCapital, HyperFund, HyperVerse, and now HyperNation. And along the way, they've pumped and dumped coins, and a lot of people have invested. Now, what really got me upset when I watched, and I've been asking for people that have been bitten or burnt from HyperFund or HyperVerse to come on a Zoom meeting with me and explain their story to me. I just forgot I've got to do something. 1 minute. This will help me line up the audio later on. Okay, so when Mike come on my Zoom, he explained that he didn't really know much about crypto, but the guy that introduced him into it held his hand along the way and talked to him through every step on how to get crypto onto the platform and how to buy. He bought a simple membership And then he eventually took money out of his pension savings and put it into HyperVerse. And he also showed me some videos he's emailed me of people who are showing off how much money they're making out of this, and he thought it was a $600 investment. So often you will see Danny giving these people who are investing in these get-rich-quick schemes a hard time. And then when I listened and I watched Mike's video, I thought, these guys are predators. They are actually going after, and it's financial exploitation. And this guy, they've taken his money out of his retirement fund. Well, he's taken it out in good faith that these business people who encourage him to get involved are actually genuine, and it's a genuine opportunity. Now, he's worked hard all his life. He's on a benefit now, and he works a couple of days a week, and he only had a little bit of money. So he's put $25,000 worth of his life savings into this scheme. Now, we all know Keith Williams last week admitted that he's been watching my videos. He didn't mention me by name, but how many people wear a suit on the YouTube videos they do? I do. Now, Keith Williams has been given this self-appointed role. Now, it's not rocket science, ladies and gentlemen. I believe Keith Williams is actually the founder of HyperFund, Hyper Capital, HyperVerse, and now HyperNation. I believe he's actually hired some Asian people or some Indonesian people or some Indian people, I don't know, some people to put together these stupid bamboozling videos, and it's all part of the circus act. Now that he's appointed himself the global sales representative, I soon believe that he will say he now is the owner of the company, and he's bought it from these invisible people that we've never seen. I would not be surprised. However, with his new title, one would start to wonder how much power and how much oomph and how much clout does Keith Williams actually have. And while we're looking here at, and we're going to listen to Mike's story, and you can see they actually are going after people who don't really understand what they're getting into, and it is modern day thievery. So how powerful are you, Keith Williams? How much clout do you actually have in HyperNation? And I know that you will flog this off and you will say, hey, we are trying to get everyone's 1 times back. Now, we know that is utter bullshit, because where is the money going to come from? I've had people correspond with me who have put over $100,000 into HyperVerse and haven't received their money back. If you get your calculator out and work out the 1.5 million people that have been investing in these Ponzi schemes, there's no way in hell anybody would be able to pay back people's 1 times reward. So I don't know why you're even giving people false hope that you can get your 1 times reward. But there is one thing that is blatantly obvious, Keith Williams, and that is you have made a ton of money out of this. Brenda Chunder has made a ton of money out of this. Kalpesh Patel has made a ton of money. Pinakee Naaaaikkkk has made a whole lot of money out of this. So I'm asking for you good Christian people who think you're doing this in the name of God to actually help Mike Lucas get his initial investment back. Chip out a little bit of your own money. Let me know that when Mike gets his money back, I will lighten up on you guys. But at the moment, all I see is a bunch of thieves who keep taking money from people. You're stealing from the poor and you're giving it to the rich. What the hell kind of person are you, Keith Williams? And you're clad of VIPs. What you're telling us in your leadership meetings, that you are good Christian people. What a load of baloney. What type of people? If you're a good Christian guy and you're doing this in the name of God, and you're often telling people we're blessed, and you're changing people's lives, that's what you're telling people. You have changed Mike Lucas's life. You have stolen his money from him. You have misled him. You've taken him by the hand down to the bank, and you have fooled him out of his money. And now you think you have changed lives. Get a life, you piece of shit. That's what I think about you. Anyway, on that note, obviously I needed to calm down for a couple of days once I had this interview. Now we're going to listen to Mike Lucas' story, and you tell me that he knew what he was doing when he invested in HyperNation. HyperVerse. Oh, good day, mate. How's that going? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Ah, good on you.
Nice. I'm glad that you contact me back.
Oh, it's all right. Did we? I don't know what their conversation's regarding, but you can certainly enlighten me if you like.
Okay, I don't know where to start. Okay, this time last year, a friend of mine told me about HyperFund. I don't know nothing about crypto. I never did anything as far as crypto, none of that.
Yep.
He told me HyperFund has started a fund that you can get 3% back on your money if you sign up with someone, but you had to sign up under someone.
Yep.
So once you signed up, they gave you an account and they gave you passwords and all of this other stuff so that you can go in and then you can see how much your rewards and all of this stuff.
Yep.
Okay. So I started out with 2,000, then I went to 5,000. Then I ended up getting some money from my retirement because they showed us this plan.
Yeah.
That after 600 days, you will accumulate a certain amount of money. So I figure if I added more money to the account that I will, after the 600 days, that I could start withdrawing some of my money back.
Right. Yep. And how much did you put in?
25 altogether.
Oh my God. Oh, I just about fell over when he said that. Ouch. Yep.
I went into my retirement fund because I was hoping to retire at the beginning of next year.
Well, listen to what he said. He went into his retirement fund. This is what people are doing. If you've got a story like Mike Lucas and you want your money back, you contact me, come on a Zoom meeting, and let's publicize these thieves. Wow.
So I went into my retirement fund and took 20, but basically the whole 25. But I did 20 in one big lump sum. I don't know where my mind was at. I guess,
how did you get introduced to it? Did somebody introduce you to it?
Yes. A friend of mine knew this person. They all is down in Florida. I'm in New Jersey.
Okay.
So they all down in Florida. They located in Florida. So the friend that I knew told me about it, and then he introduced me to the guy that was bringing people in under him.
Do you know his name?
His name is what is his name? Oh my. I have to think of it. I know it though.
Clayton Ford.
Anhtuan. His name is Anhtuan. I have to think of his last name, but I know the first name is Anhtuan.
All right. So he actually sent me this information and I've looked up the guy. I couldn't find that much on him, unfortunately, but I did find, if you come here, I found the guy's address and I assume this is his house. It doesn't look like a shabby house by all means. And I also found his Facebook page. We did a look up on his phone number and we found he's got several phone numbers pointing to the same address. Oh, excuse me, drink burpees. And then I've got his photo here. And this is the guy that was introducing to him, and also Mike Lucas said that he obviously watched the videos, brought into it, and he said he didn't know what he was thinking. And this is really my argument here. These leadership meetings are there to blind wash you into thinking a certain way. And I was part of a religious cult, and the elders, the ministerial servants, and the circuit overseers, and the Bethel people that used to come along and talk to us from the stage, we used to believe what they said. And with everyone in the congregation around you chanting you forward, you do believe that this is real. And this is designed for those people to get caught out who don't really know what they're doing. Who doesn't want to retire with 3 times more money than they currently have in the bank? And they thought I only put their money in for 600 days. I'll get on my bandwagon. Let's keep listening to Mike. Right.
So they all was, I don't know this. They was having these Zoom meetings on every Saturday, and they had tons and tons of people sign up for this thing.
That's
people
right.
in Dubai, people in Jamaica, people from every country there is.
And this is why in the Zoom meetings, you'll see the same 10 people asking questions at the end of the leadership meeting. They've got their people sitting, particularly throughout the audience, and pushing people who are new into these Zoom meetings. And that's all part of the scam.
And they was having these, well, they still having it, because now they done changed to, first it was HyperFund, then they went to HyperVerse.
Yeah.
That's where my money's supposed to be at. Now they call something HyperNation.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, they call themselves HyperNation now. So I don't even know how to withdraw anything. I have like 200,000 something rewards sitting over there. I have pending rewards and all of this stuff that they said that I was supposed to accumulate it. And now they saying that the MOF, the money that you're supposed to try to go through the Coinbase, because the way I sent the money over through my wire was it came from my bank and it went through Coinbase, and then from Coinbase over to HyperVerse.
No, I just feel for you, mate. See, and this is the thing is now, if you're not familiar, you've got Hypertech. Sorry, I just want to give you a bit of a background that currently Kalpesh Patel is now promoting wewe.Global, and you've got Troy, David, and Marcus. They're off promoting one called Novatech, and they're all Ponzi schemes. Do not invest in them. And then you've got HyperNation, and there's 3 different entities. All those 3 companies aren't on Coinbase, they aren't on Binance, and they aren't on Crypto.Coin, because these exchanges don't let any riffraff on there. So they create these tokens, and then they have these other exchanges which aren't verified. Now, when you log into HyperFund, HyperVerse, or HyperNation, you get your back end. And in the back end, this is where he sees all his money. But you can't get the money out, especially since December. You can't get your money out. Now, when I first started doing these videos, everyone used to give me a hard time because they didn't know what I was talking about. I'm getting money out. And now I'm getting people telling me that Novatech, they're getting money out and I don't know what I'm talking about. But that's what they do. And then everyone, because he just said that people were talking about all the money they were making. He sent me a video of a guy lining up all this money that he's taken out of an ATM machine using his HyperBC card. And now all that's stopped. And this is what they were promised. So they were promised all these things along the way, what's going to happen that didn't happen. And obviously there's no money left. And people like Kalpesh Patel, who's living in his Dubai apartment, are profiteering from the money. It's just a scam, mate. It's a $4 billion scam. And
the owner is supposed to be Chu.
Yeah, Ryan Ju.
Ryan. Yeah. Ryan.
And this is something we haven't heard about in HyperNation. So he's saying that Ryan Ju is the owner, and this was the credibility. Now in HyperNation, there's no such thing. And obviously, with Project Frugal's help, do a search for Project Frugal and listen to the videos. And he's done a lot of research on the background of Ryan Ju and Sam Lee. And these guys were told that these guys were part of it. And they're obviously not. I believe Keith Williams is the whole racket. He's the whole 9 yards. And the reason why he has actually become the global sales representative, I can just about guarantee in a few weeks' time, he will announce that he's the new owner. But he won't be the new owner. He was the owner. He's the main ringleader. And to verify what I'm thinking, when you go back to another video I did earlier on, it was called HyperFund 2020. It was filmed in 2020. And there was only 100 people in these Zoom meetings, and they were amazed that they were getting that many along. I mean, Keith's built a community that are brainwashed into thinking that he's their savior, and he's doing it all in the name of God, so to speak. And he's blessed that God's looking after him. He's changing people's lives, but he is changing people's lives. He's changed Mark Lucas's life, who's now going to struggle in his retirement because he's been stolen from, in my opinion. Sure, let's see how much knowledge he had about what he was getting into. And as he says things about this person and that person, and they were going to do this, this is what they would preach to in these Zoom meetings that they were preaching.
They say that nobody can find him now.
That's right. Yeah. He's long gone. And if somebody big has withdrawn a whole lot of money out of Hyper Fund, they can see it in a Tron scan when somebody takes out a whole lot of crypto. Now, I wouldn't mind betting that was Kalpesh Patel, and that's why Keith and him have nothing to do with each other anymore, because they were bum chums there for a whole lot. I don't mean that rudely, but they were best buddies for a long time. Now, something shafty has gone down between Kalpesh Patel, and I have been messaging him, but he won't tell me, and he doesn't tell other people. But if you know what went down with Keith and Kalpesh, I would love to know. I do believe this is Keith Williams. I'm just about convinced that there's no such thing as Mr. H, and there's no other corporate team. There's never been any proof of corporate. There's never been any proof that Sam Lee or Ryan Zhu are still actively part, especially now it's HyperNation. And the fact that Keith has put his name out there by calling himself the HyperNation global sales representative, telling me that he's losing market share to these other communities, such as Kalpesh Patel community, and also now the Novatech people who are pushing Novatech down people's throat. They had 5,000 people in their Zoom meeting the other day. 2 days after that, Keith Williams is announced as the global sales representative, which is a load of shit, Keith. I mean, what the hell does that mean? It means nothing. You have no clout. Or do you have clout? Can you and the other VIPs rally around and give $1,000 each to Mark Lucas until he gets his $25,000 back? You know how to contact me. I'll give you direct contact with Mark Lucas, and let's get his $25,000 back. And if you have lost your money and you want to come on a Zoom like Mark, it is Mark Lucas. If it is, make sure Mike Lucas. Hold up, I'm going to check my notes now. I feel terrible when I don't know that. Mike. It's Mike. Sorry, Mike. Get these things wrong sometimes. Dyslexia, terrible. Always gets me out of trouble when I'm in trouble saying I've got dyslexia. But Mike needs to get his money back, guys. You VIPs have made a lot of money. I want you to put $1,000 in each and get the money back. I don't want you guys to use the lame excuse that you are waiting for everybody to get their one times back, because we know it's a load of crap. You haven't got any money to pay people back, so it's just a stalling tactic, and you'll come up and now you transfer your money out into another Ponzi scheme, and it's just shocking. So let's get Mike Lucas's money back, Keith. Let's see if you're a man of God, and let's see if we can pray for Mike Lucas to get his money back, and you be the good Christian man as you are, Keith Williams, and you fork out the $10,000 and let all the VIP5s that are in these leadership meetings also top up until he gets his $25,000 back. And maybe make it $26,000. Give him something for his retirement, you thieves. Or tokens. Yeah.
I am so upset about this. I really don't know what to do. The people they still got this thing going with HyperNation.
Oh, don't worry, Mike. They're changing people's lives for the better. Just so happens that there's another side of this, isn't it? It's all the people that have lost their money. That's disgusting. Changing the people. You're stealing from the poor. Mike's not rich. He's trying to save up so he can retire, and all his money has gone to these people who have stuffed in their boots full of money. And
I didn't want no parts of that. I didn't want to try to learn it. I didn't want to know nothing about it. After they said the money was in the HyperVerse money has frozen, and that some kind of way you can't go in and do anything towards getting any of your money. I just got very sick, very sick from this.
No, I'm sorry. I truly am sorry, mate. I mean, It's just rampant. I've done over 130 videos trying to encourage people not to get involved in it. And just when you rang me, I'm just editing another video, and they've made Keith Williams a global sales representative for the whole company.
Yeah. Keith Williams, yeah, the global representative. He's one of the main representatives. I think Pascal, the one that used to be with him.
Yep.
The other one, I think he stepped down. What you said it was?
Kalpesh Patel.
Kalpesh, yeah.
Yeah, he was meant to be taking.
You know him. You definitely know him.
I've been chatting to the mate. I chat to Keith Williams. I chat to Kalpesh Patel. I'm doing an interview at the moment with the New York Times. And it's like I've been helping federal investigators with information. And,
right.
And the honest truth of it, the reason why they put Keith in charge at the moment is because they're losing the community. The community is following Kalpesh Patel on his new wewe.Global Ponzi scheme. And then there was another big community with a group of people called David, Troy, and Marcus, and they had 5,000 people in a Zoom meeting just last week, and they were promoting another Ponzi scheme called Novatech. So all of a sudden,
wow.
So now they're thinking, we're losing our market share, so to speak. So they've put a human on the chopping block, which is Keith Williams. And now they're hoping to, there'll be 3 big communities of people that like investing in Ponzi schemes.
He's still on there on Saturday mornings doing those Zoom calls.
Yep, I'm just editing one that I got given to me 2 days ago. It's interestingly enough, it's Saturday morning when I'm doing this live. And at 3 a.m. in the morning, they'll be running another leadership meeting. And they've been doing it for over 2.5 years, getting on to 3 years now. It's disgusting. They have tried blocking me from the hypercommunity.link. If you look in the description of any of my last 5 videos, you'll see all the login and usernames and password. They've blocked the whole of New Zealand from accessing it because they're trying to stop me getting the videos. Now, if you're watching this, guys, I don't get my videos from the hyper community. Well, I don't anymore. I've got people that hate you guys. You've got people in your own community that are feeding me videos who are claiming to be on your side. They're there as spies. This is like the Russian infidel. So don't worry about me access. And by the way, if you are blocked out of any sites like that, there's a browser called Opal, and you can download that and switch on the VPN and away you go again. But anyway, I thought that was quite funny. They've blocked the whole of New Zealand trying to stop me getting their videos. And I've got another video which I'm about to do, which will be a real cracker of when Keith Williams thinks he's knighted by the Queen with the power he's been now given global sales representative. What the hell is a global sales representative's job? I want to know. I really do. When I was getting into, I'm a mobile internet consultant. I remember when I was 23 years of age, I decided to call myself New Zealand's leading internet consultant. And everyone's going, how come you're the leading one? And I go, well, there is no industry. There was no internet consultant category when you went for a job. So I thought that I offered the best service. So I took the pledge and said I was New Zealand's leading internet consultant. Keith Williams is the global sales representative for HyperNation. Whoa, what a role. Lovely title there. Well, what clout do you have, Keith Williams? Are you going to tell Mike Lucas, just sit there and wait for that promise that you're telling him that you're working towards? You're working with corporate and you're going to get his 1 times back? Or can you fast track this, seeing you've got so much power? Can you help Mike Lucas get his $25,000 back? He's not asking for anything. He's not asking for the 3 times reward. He's not asking for the $75,000 that you guys promised him. No, he just wants his money back because he is feeling sick. He's feeling mentally ill because of what you guys have done. Now listen to the rest of the video. Don't give up on me now. Now, I asked Mike if he'd let me use his video. Initially, in a few minutes, he'll say he doesn't want his face on it. But at the end of the video, he said, if It helps him get his money back. He's happy to put anything. He's desperate. He'll put his face on it. So if you want to come on a Zoom meeting with me and tell me your story, let's publicize that these guys have tricked you out of your money. And let's carry on and see how they did it to Mike. I asked those questions. How did you have faith? What would you like to say to Keith Williams if he was standing in front of you? Are you ready, Keith? This went on the internet. So, yeah.
And the people and me, and I don't know how many people besides me. I know there's plenty.
Mate, I've
money
had two emails in the last 48 hours from people. Did you email me?
I emailed you about twice, probably, I think.
Yeah, so you're the 25,000. You've lost 25,000, and there was another one
yes.
the day before who'd lost $14,000, and both of them had taken their money out of their pension fund.
That's why I'm so sick now. I'm so sick because of that. The money that I saved all my life to retire off. And now
Did you hear that, Keith? This is the guy that you've changed lives with. You've changed people's lives by pushing HyperFund and HyperVerse, haven't you? And this is the type of people that you've changed lives. This is the other side of it. This is the people you've stolen from.
Someone's gonna scam, and now I can't get any of it back.
Have you got family around you, mate?
Excuse me, sir?
Have you got family around you? Have you got?
I have some family. Yeah, I do have some. A little, not many. A little family. Not many.
No, you're their perfect customer, mate. I mean, the video I'm editing today is sickening because they're telling people that their retirement funds aren't secure. And that's the video they're preaching to people today. And they're targeting people, the Black African community, religious beliefs, and they're using scare tactics, and they're telling people their pensions aren't safe, and then they're encouraging them to invest in HyperNation. And it's absolutely sickening what they're doing.
Yeah. I never learned how to do any withdrawals from this HyperVerse. They never learned nobody how to do withdrawals. They never learned nobody how to go in. They just learned you how to take the money and send it to them through Coinbase.
Now, anyone watching the leadership meetings or the technical training, I mean, will say, oh, but you do learn how to withdraw the money. But when you listen to how they managed to get his money out of his retirement fund and put it into a crypto exchange and then transfer it, he had his handheld one-on-one training. Now, they didn't give him one-on-one training for getting his money out. No, and in fact, he thought, why wouldn't you leave it in there and have faith with the company? And that's what so many other people have done. They've had faith in the company, and they've said, look, this company is here. It's solid. They're not used to, this age group here is not used to people. He's not a crypto genius. He's not used to these sharks and how they operate. He's not used to the scamming world. He's used to good old-fashioned business where you trust people for what they say. And so he had no reason really to have red flags, even though there's lots of red flags I can see and maybe you can see. But a lot of people didn't see these red flags or even understand what these red flags really meant. And this is exactly the type of person that they go after. This is what you call the low-hanging fruit, the easy targets. And they're ruthless, these guys. I better not get started again because obviously I'm really upset about this one.
Yeah. That's what only thing they showed you what to do.
Yeah.
Is to send them the money.
And everyone who's, a lot of people, I've had people lost 150,000, 185,000. Quite a few people have put 50, 30, and they didn't want to withdraw it because they were told it was their retirement.
That's what I was told. 600 days, they said. After 600 days, you would have accumulated so much because you was going to get this 3% on each.
People lost 150,000, 185,000. Yeah.
If you could,
50, 30. If you could have a face-to-face meeting with someone like, sorry about that, I'm trying to see if my live stream's actually working and it was coming through the sound system. So hopefully we haven't upset anything there. Thank you. I'll carry on now. Kalpesh Patel or Keith Williams, what would you actually say to them? Are you listening, Keith? Are you listening to what Mike Lucas is going to ask you.
That I need my money because I worked all of my life to retire, and this money that I put in this hyper fund, HyperVerse, to look forward to retirement.
And
It was like it was a lot like something that I was banking on.
yeah, and are you okay if I record this meeting and put it on the internet?
Long as it's not my face.
Oops. No, we have got permission, so don't worry. I aren't being naughty. Well, it does
I don't
make
want to
it
be.
tricky.
I don't want to be Sean because
Yeah,
I'm not looking too happy, and I'm not looking too.
it does give it more authenticness because I believe that we could put a, because Keith Williams will watch this video, and if you were to say to Keith Williams that all you want is your money back, he would tell you that the company that he is now the global sales representative for, he is theoretically be able to pull strings, and his number one goal is to give people their initial investment back. So what he's telling people and preaching people at the moment is that he will help you get your initial investment back. So if you got your $25,000 back, you would be at ease and you'd be a lot happier of person. Would
I
that be
would.
fair?
Yes. I would be very much happy, and I would thank him if he would do that for me because I'm very hurt behind what they're saying that I can't, that everything is closed. Uh, HyperVerse is going to be no longer uh,
Yeah.
anything to to have any kind of banking to look forward to, and I'm just very speechless for words to say that I took my money and put it there, thinking that I was gonna have some retirement money.
Well, so the guy that introduced you to it was in what city?
He's in Florida, he's
And,
down by Orlando.
and can you remember his name?
Uh, uh, Anhtuan Nguyen, I believe, Wynn.
W-I.
Antoine,
I'll just make a note of that.
Antoine.
Antoine. Yeah. All right. So
He started a group. He's one of the people that I don't know who got him involved in, but somebody had to bring you in order to get invested, to bring you, the order to join the program.
yeah.
So I went in under him.
Right. And initially you bought a membership, I'm guessing, for 300 or something like that.
Right. It starts off with 300. Right.
And then you didn't get any money out of it. You basically saw
I never did a withdrawal.
right. Yeah.
After I joined, like a month, about 3 months later, that's when I added more money to it. So
And
I wanted to get a bigger reward.
and did anyone encourage you to put more money into it at that time?
Well, Antoine did. He told
Right.
me, if you put this certain amount of money, the more the money that you put in, the more rewards you would get.
Right.
And the rewards will accumulate like almost double that what you're gonna put investing to.
Wow.
They would, because it would every day you would get a 3% on whatever, how much ever dollar that you put in.
And how much effort did they go to help you put the crypto in? Like, did they tell you how to go about buying you? How did you go about buying the USDT? Did you know how to do
Well,
that?
he walked me through it.
Right.
At first I took the money from my uh the T Rowe Price was the 401k money that I had saved for my retirement. I did electronic wire over to my bank from T Rowe Price, and then from T Rowe Price, Antoine
I was sitting here trying to figure out, my camera's flashing at me, telling me the battery's flat. How am I going to change the battery? And so if you're wondering what I was doing then, I managed to change the batteries. And just yesterday, I decided to buy myself a set of batteries just in case that happened. Well prepared. And the other thing, I don't know if you noticed, I don't have so much light in my eyes anymore because I bought myself a teardrop Godex light, and it's awesome. It lights up my face, and it means I don't have to be working in a cave all the time. Just thought I'd add that in there. But also, I've got a new video. Somebody's done a wee documentary about me, which is really cool. So if you go into my community area, you'll see the documentary, and you can see my setup if you're wondering how I actually do my YouTubing. Rob Woolley has done the documentary. Now, while we've got you guys here and I've got your attention, please do hit the thumbs up on this video, because what it does, it tells YouTube that you like my video. If you are subscribed and you've hit the notification bell, you will be notified when my new videos come out. But it also tells YouTube that you like my content. Now, I don't care about my YouTube channel. What I do care about is people like Mike Lucas losing his money. And if I want you to come on my Zoom and we can do a podcast together. Tomorrow morning, I'll be recording with the African guy. He's a new YouTuber who did a cracking video exposing hyperfund to the African community, because these are the people they are targeting. And he decided to put together a video trying to warn people, his friends, his family, about, as he says, a scam. So, yeah, by all means, but please do. I know not everyone, and it's been very hard to get someone like Mike actually to come on a Zoom meeting. And once again, he didn't want to put his face on camera. He did give me permission at the end of this video. But the reason why is this is people's private money they're losing. So it can be embarrassing for some people, and they might feel humiliated. I can't even say that word properly. So don't feel that way. We need to be vocal. I have never invested in a Ponzi scheme, and I'm very vocal, and I'll do a lot of the work for you. I've had death threats, or a death threat from a person because I'm out there sticking my neck out. I've had somebody who told me they're going to come around and talk to me about a video they don't like about themselves being on the internet, exposing them and all this sort of stuff. Anyway, I'm going to carry on listening to Mike, and we're going to ask Keith Williams to get his money back and fast track Mike's money so he has good, it feels a lot healthier.
Told me how to send it over to Coinbase, to wire it over from my bank to Coinbase. Wow. And then from Coinbase, the USTD was sent over into the hyperfund.
Right. And did you log in? You could log in, and you still can log into your hyperfund, HyperVerse account?
Mm-hmm. Everything is still there. The pending rewards, I think it's 280 something thousand pending rewards. And then I have like 161,000 rewards that's ready to be taken out, that I can take out. But they saying the MOF, because the way you have to go through by doing the withdrawal, you have to go through the MOF and go through the it's a couple of steps you have to take, and I never learned how to do that.
Yeah, and it is complicated, and they use a lot of big terminology, but it's like anything. It's easy to get into, but it's impossible to get out of. And a lot of people did a bit of testing, didn't they? They put a bit of money in, like Mike did, and then he didn't actually ever withdraw, but he could probably log into the back end and obviously see the rewards, and that gave him peace of mind to put more money in. I think he initially said he put 2,000 and then 5,000, and in total he finished up putting in 25,000, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that they weren't that good at teaching you how to take your money out, but more teaching you how to put your money in. I'm doubling up, aren't I?
Exactly. They were willing to help you, showing you how to do the withdrawals. Because the people that used to come in on the Zooms on Saturday, they tell you that they did withdrawals. They had it so good that I applied for the card, the HyperPay card.
Yep.
I got the card and everything that they said that you could start going to ATMs and use it to do withdrawals.
Yeah.
I sent off. I got the card, the HyperPay card, and all of that stuff
And obviously it doesn't work
that
when
I
you go to use
applied.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I never learned how to do it anyway.
And what type of profession were you in? What have you done for your life? What have you been, what was your job?
Well, I started out doing retail when I first started because I'm going. I would be 62 this coming year.
Right.
So that's when I wanted to actually stop working. But I wanted to stop a little bit before. I want to start like stop at around the end of this year. So
Okay.
when I first started working, I didn't have a college degree. I didn't no college degree. None of that stuff. I just was just a person that worked all of my life, saving my money for retirement.
Yeah.
And then I started out doing retail, warehouse, shipping, receiving. Then my last job now was more in the medical field.
Good on you, Mike. Hey, he sent me a couple of videos, and here's one of them. I'm just going to open it up so we can see it. 1 second, please, caller. If you don't know anything about me and my YouTube life, I actually do things live. So as we go here, so this is a video that somebody sent him showing him about the card. I'll leave that there for now, and let's have a listen to this.
What's up, family? What's up, family?
I'm not your family, bro.
This is John Craig, a.k.a. the Air Force One.
Oh, Air Force One, a.k.a. whatever that means. Why do they call themselves a.k.a.? Can somebody educate me about a.k.a. what that means? Because I'm just wondering if I had a handle and I call myself Danny DeHeck, a.k.a. what would I call it? Scam Buster, Ponzi Scam Buster, a.k.a. Ponzi Scam Buster, Ponzi.
CryptoKing. I'm at it again.
He's at it again.
Taking money out.
Taking money out.
ATM machine.
ATM machine.
My HyperVerse. Excuse me, my HyperCard.
HyperCard.
HyperVerse is where it's at, guys. Every
It sounds too good to be true, mate.
time I take money out, I just laugh.
I'm gonna.
Laughing at what? I'm laughing at all the people who just don't get it.
I don't get it, mate. I don't get it. Tell me, Craig.
You know, this easy money. Let me show you guys.
Easy stealing is what this guy does. Here he is. He's going to show you now.
I just took this out, the ATM machine. This right here, another $2,090 this time. Actually, it's $2,100.
$2,100. Don't forget the $10, mate. He added that up.
Check this out.
Oh my God, look at the money.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
He got that out of an ATM machine. Now, I don't know about you guys, but our ATM machines are normally capped around about $500. Just saying. I don't know if it's like that in America. Can you just get unlimited funds out of an ATM machine?
Yes, sir. There
Who's that lady? She looks like a doll.
it is. There it is. All right. Anyway, if you want to get some of that, get with your boy. We loving it. You guys take care.
Oh my God, get with your boy. Have you ever heard of anything so stupid? Now, I don't know who that guy is, but Mike was sent that video to entice him to obviously get one of those cards, which would mean he would be able to withdraw the HU that he sees in his bank account, just like that guy has done. Now, there was a video of Kalpesh Patel withdrawing money out of an ATM machine using his HyperPay card. So, yeah, so this is what they've sold these guys. So let's continue and let's keep listening to Mike.
As far as like happen with assisted living programs and stuff like that.
And you said you're sick at the moment. Are you mentally not well or physically not well?
Well, I'm on disability.
Yeah.
I'm on disability because I have a lot of issues as far as hypertension, diabetes, blood high blood level,
Blood pressure?
call it Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
you would,
I have quite a number of things. I do receive disability, but I do still work like maybe a day or two a week.
so would it be fair to say, do you understand crypto and how crypto actually works? Did you know what you were getting yourself into, even though they
Oh,
explained it?
no, I've heard about crypto, and crypto was gonna be the way to invest and start putting your money and all of that. That's the only thing I heard. But
Yeah.
far as like investment, I never knew nothing about investment. My job had a 401k, and that's where my money was stored into my 401k. When I left that job, I rolled it over into a Roth IRA,
Right.
and that's the money that I put away for my retirement for my Roth IRA.
Right. So what's a 401k? Is it an American pension fund, is it?
Yes, it's a pension fund because no jobs now, they don't have the pensions no more.
Right. So I don't want to keep stopping, but this is really big. So let's just go to my YouTube channel, okay? And let's just go to, it's going to be a bit noisy. I just want to show you what scare tactics Pinakee Naaaaikkkk is using. So my yesterday's video, Scumbags, HyperNation has opened its doors, is this one here. Now, first of all, ironically, Keith and Pinakee are actually talking about me doing my YouTube videos. Then along comes this presentation by Pinakee Naaaaikkkk. Sorry, hope that wasn't too loud. Anyway, and then when he gets into it, he talks about the pension pot. And he talks about how everyone's paying in so the government can give people their pension money. And if you go and watch this video,
it's not the same size you think it is.
He's scaring people into thinking that their pension is not safe. And when you get to here, he talks about how the pension fund is a Ponzi scheme. Are you thick in the head, Pinakee Naaaaikkkk? What is wrong with you, you piece of shit? Telling people like Mike Lucas that his pension isn't safe. Are you telling people that so that they will invest in HyperNation? Do you think Mike Lucas knew that when he put money in, that over 50% of his money goes to paying other people's rewards when his money goes into his new pension fund? So here you are out here telling people that the pension fund is a Ponzi scheme. And everything about this presentation is stupid, idiotic thinking. He talks about hedge funds, for God's sake. A hedge fund is meant to be the riskiest investment in the world. Just last week, we go to into another video we did, and I don't want to get distracted. Here it is, Hyper Community, and we've got, listen to, we've got blurry-faced suckerfish lady talking about how Hypertech Group is actually a hedge fund. So you've got 1 week that they're talking about how Hypertech Group is a hedge fund. And then the very next week, you've got Pinakee Naaaaikkkk talking about how the pension fund is a Ponzi scheme, and also how risky hedge funds are. You guys, get your shit together. Your stories aren't very convincing to somebody who watches all your videos. And now you've got Keith Williams, global sales representative for HyperNation. What powerful term. What a man. What a man you are. Let's get back the money for Mike Lucas. Let's get his $25,000 that he invested into a Ponzi scheme out. And let's not make him wait with all the other people that are waiting for their money to get out. Let's do something about it, Keith. Rally the crew together. Show people that you're a man of God and you have faith and you're blessed. And do the right thing as a Christian. Give Mike's money back. Do I have to spell it out to you? Ring me up. You chatted to me on LinkedIn. You know how to reach out to me. reach out to me and tell me how you're going to organize to give Mike Lucas's money back. Let's carry on. Yeah.
They did. They discontinued all the pensions, and everybody has the 401k, 403b, and all those different 440 stuff.
Yeah.
Everything is 440 stuff.
Sorry for your loss, mate. Unfortunately, you're not the only one, and there's not much you can do. Have you thought about getting a lawyer to go after the guy that introduced you to it?
Well, today I just spoke to someone, and I don't know if they scammers. They said they over in
Now whatever comes out of Mike's mouth right now is a scam, and he was trying to figure out whether it was possible. Now, I've been having arguments with Google because they keep letting these people post messages on my comment section, which I do love comments, and every day I delete 50 comments from people who tell me that such and such managed to get my money back from HyperVerse or HyperFund. They're all scams. Anytime anybody asks you for crypto for payment to do a service and they want it up front, and then they said to him what he's about to say, these are scammers. There's no way in hell anybody has clever technology and be able to get your money out of the blockchain, because that is the beauty of the blockchain. And I'm not against crypto, so don't get me wrong. I believe that you don't need a middleman when doing crypto investments. If you want to go and invest on a coin that you've seen that looks good, then go to Binance, go to crypto.com, go to Coinbase, find a crypto that you like and invest in it if you want to. But don't let HyperVerse's people play on the exchange market for you. Do it yourself, mate. All right? So anyway, there's no such thing as anyone be able to get your money back once it goes into somebody else's wallet. And this is what people are out there now, scamming the people that have been scammed. Please do not be fooled. And he didn't get fooled. He just thought he was investigating it. If you ever need any help with it, ask me for help. Go to my website, theheck.com, and go to the contact us page and send me a message, and I'll get back to you.
Israel.
Yep, scammers, mate.
And that sound like another scam, right?
Oh, it definitely is. They said that they can basically get your money back. So I might have interrupted the flow of that, but somebody contacted. There's a company in Israel that reckons they can get people's money back. If that was true, that would sound too good to be true, wouldn't it? They will charge you a fee.
They want to charge me $2,600 up front.
Yeah, that's right.
And if they
so they're going to charge him $2,600 up front and then 10% of the money to get his crypto back. That would mean that he would now have lost $27,000.
Feed the money back. Then they will ask for 10%.
Yeah. How did they find you and offer you that? How did you get emailed that?
I just like I was searching here for, like I put in on my Google search how to file a claim against HyperVerse.
Yeah.
I got them, I got you, and I got a couple of more, I think. But yours was more appealing to me about because you said you did a lot of videos, and I saw some of your videos that was posted.
Did I make you laugh?
Yes.
Good.
And
so
then
just got accused. Keith Williams was saying I'm not funny, and I go, I don't want to be too morbid about this terrible thing, so I try to keep a bit of humor in it. But take that, Keith Williams! I am funny. Ha 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 ha! I know it's a serious matter, but yeah.
But you sound like you know exactly about all these guys.
Yeah, they're all scammers, mate. They're all scammers. They're all dirty, rotten scammers lining their own pockets. They don't give a about you, and that's the truth of it. And we can see this.
You sound like you know them.
I do know them. I'm part of the community. I hate that part. I'm part of the community. Am I clad? Well, I feel like I do. I feel like I'm part of the community because I'm working with these guys. I mean, the last leadership meeting they had on Saturday afternoon, they were talking, they didn't mention my name, but they were talking about me. They were making fun of the clothes I wear. They were telling me that I'm poor, and they seem to insult people that don't have wealth. But I don't want to be wealthy and not sleep at night because I've scammed people out of their money like you who've worked all their life for
he
their money.
He bought some big house over there in Dubai because that's where he lives in Dubai.
That's a Ted Baker suit, Keith Williams. It's got beautiful lining, $1,500 suit, and you said my suit wasn't nice, Keith.
But
Well, that's
he
Keith.
bought some big mansion house over there.
Yeah, well, there's Brenda Chunda, I call her, and there's Kalpesh Patel, who lives on the 56th story of some building overlooking the majestic tower in Dubai.
Is he still with them? Because he don't come on the Zoom no more.
No, he's off promoting another Ponzi scheme called wewe.Global.
Oh, wow. He promoting another Ponzi? That's crazy.
Yeah, and he I got a message back from him because I'm really bamboozled why these guys messaged me, but he was telling me that he thought it was crazy that Keith Williams was still involved in HyperVerse and lying to people. And he said it's shocking. So it's kind of like he's got a moral. He's now claiming.
So he's no part of HyperNation.
No, but he's off doing another one.
So he's the same thing just as they are.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's rampant. Yeah, I've been talking to.
Would you happen to know attorneys, somebody I can reach out to?
Well, we're part of a Telegraph group which was called doing a lawsuit. But the honest truth of it, mate, hey, if you are looking at doing legal action and you're thinking, is it feasible to do so? I'm not going to rain on your parade. However, I have got a video that has got a lot of traffic at the moment, and it's asking that question. It actually is quite good if you're thinking about doing a lawsuit, because this is some of the questions. Has there actually been a crime? If so, what exactly is the crime? So what advertising did HyperVerse actually do that they didn't deliver on? Did you use the product or service that they provided? So proof of purchase. Why are you disputing it? Why don't you give the company more times? Are you still engaged with the company? Are you still using their services? What did you actually purchase? Did they sabotage the business? Did they provide a product or a service? How was the transaction done? Did you read the disclaimer? Is the disclaimer legally binding? Whereabouts is this business located? Have they got a registered company number? So who's the CEO? Who's responsible? Who actually committed the crime? What illegal activity have they done? Is it legal to promote a Ponzi scheme? Were you deceived? Like, did they not tell you all the facts? Was there a money back guarantee? Have they provided a remedy? Did you investigate this opportunity? Did they make you aware of any risk? Did your common sense go out there? We told them it wasn't an investment opportunity. And then they might say, well, we've actually tried to remedy the situation. Yeah, so I just want to throw that. So that's in my YouTube channel. Go have a look at that video. You may be surprised that taking legal action is going to be hard work. However, I believe that the people that get involved in HyperVerse are easily scared because the whole company uses scare tactics. So go to your local lawyer to tell them that someone has exploited you, and then send them a lawyer's letter saying that you want your initial investment back. So in Mike's case, find a lawyer, tell them to send a threatening letter to the guy that introduced him to it, and tell him to pay up or you're going to take him to court. Now, a lot of people will freak out when they get a lawyer's letter. I don't. But a lot of people do. And this may be an opportunity for you to get your initial investment back privately. And go to the media. Obviously, Mike has reached out to me. He's now got himself a YouTube video. And everyone, Keith Williams, is going to rally around together with the troops and get his initial investment back. Aren't you, Keith? Because you're a good Christian man. Or are you? I don't think so. No, I don't think Mike's really going to get any money from Keith Williams. Keith Williams has built his own empire, and he's a multi-millionaire because of HyperVerse. And he'll be keeping his money. I have heard of people taking cash to Keith Williams, and he's been setting up their accounts for them. He doesn't know what to do with the cash that's around his house. Now, if you're not familiar with the law in the UK, it's called money laundering, and it's illegal to introduce money into another business, blah, blah, blah. So that's what's going to take Keith Williams down. He's now put his head on the chopping block by telling everyone he's the global sales representative. But the honest truth of the matter, what he's been groomed for is to buy or own HyperNation. That's what's happening here, guys. Keith Williams is going to announce that he's decided to take the ownership of the new Ponzi scheme. And that's when he has really put his head out on a chopping block, and the authorities will catch up with him because it's illegal. It's illegal in my country to promote and to be part of a Ponzi scheme. It's also multi-level marketing. All these people that are involved in these VIP meetings are multi-level marketers. So here, it's hard for you to get your money back, Mike, but we might be able to work on compassion, because surely these guys do have a heart in the hyper community, and I'm sure that people would donate to you. Now, you might need to set up a Give a Little page, or you might need to have someone organise it, because I don't want other people scamming it. I don't want to handle the money. I don't want anything to do with this money, but I do think there will be a way of getting Mike's money back to him. Now, if I do receive any, underneath this video, there's a way of saying thank you. Now, you can donate money there if you want, and I'll pass it on to Mike, but I don't want anything to do with that, because that just sounds too risky for Mike not to get his money. Not saying I'd do it, but I wouldn't trust anyone on a YouTube channel. But Mike's details, I can give you Mike's details. I don't want to really put his phone number on the description, but through me, I can give you... Go to deheck.com. This might be the best way of doing it. So if you go to deheck.com, click the contact details on my website and fill out your name, your details. In the subject line, put Mike Lucas. And in there, tell us what you're prepared to do. I will forward that to Mike, and then he can correspond with you. But if you try selling him anything else or telling him anything to do with money, he will come back to me and I'll publicise the hell out of you for trying to steal more money out of Mike. He's got none left. Anyway, let's listen to the rest of it. You won't have a shit show in hell. And, you know, it's going to take years. And by the time anyone tries to reclaim any money, I mean, it's just not going to happen. So my advice to people like yourself was to go after the person that introduced you to it. You know, hire a lawyer and write a threatening legal letter to the guy that introduced you to it, telling him that he took advantage of you and misled you and basically taught you how to put your money into a crypto opportunity that wasn't regulated. And he provided you financial advice when he wasn't a financial advisor, you know, because I don't really think you've got a leg to stand on because it's unregulated.
Yeah, just people in Israel, I don't know if they saying that they know how to go in and research the all of the wire transfer, and they can hire some kind of guy that does the I forgot what name they said called that search for all of the information that they need. What was it?
It's they call them Tron scans. As far I'm not too educated when it comes to crypto, but I can tell you, mate, anyone that's asking for money and using crypto to exchange money back and forth is literally defrauding you. There's no, you know, if you want to play around in crypto, then go to a Binance or crypto.com or Coinbase and buy the crypto using their payment gateways. But anytime they take it off another platform, like when you log into the back of HyperVerse and HyperFund, they had their own currency and their own token in the background. And then to get that onto the exchange, you had to transfer it into a MOF or HVT.
Right.
And then you had to rush around trying to find someone that would barter with that currency. And then they introduced things like pancake swaps, where you'd put it up for people to buy and people could buy and sell it. And that it's a long task, but you could get your money out. And these guys were providing training how to get your money out. But now the money that the wealth is built on is worth nothing. So MOFs with 0.000, you know, it's worth nothing. So even if you had, but there's a guy called Bitcoin Rodney who was giving away 45 million HU dollars because it was worthless. Because it's just, you know, so
Yeah,
You know,
because I have all of these HUs and all of these rewards, like hundreds and thousands of them, like 200, almost 200,000 of rewards,
yeah.
HUs rather,
And that's worth
and
nothing. $2, mate.
and they're not worth anything now.
Unfortunately not, mate. No.
So
Yeah,
so that I just lost my money. Is that what you're saying?
that's correct. Sorry, mate.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So I wish I could go after this HyperNation and shut them down some kind of way because they act like they happy and they jolly behind this HyperNation
Yep.
thing.
That's right.
They saying they don't want people from HyperVerse to be coming over there complaining about they can't get their money. They money is
Such a lovely community, the hyper community, isn't it? A bunch of thieves getting together on a Saturday morning and discussing how they're going to defraud other people out of their money. What a beautiful community to be part of.
they can't withdraw and they talking like, don't bother them.
Yeah. You're on it,
They
mate.
don't want
I mean,
to they don't want to hear.
it's just people, because of the pandemic, people have been,
Yeah.
what do you think, Pixel? Are they not nice people? Sitting behind a
Bit-
computer. They've come up with a brilliant scam.
Bitcoin Beauty and all of those people.
Yep. It's shocking. Yeah. Mate, can I use your video? I can blur your face out if you want, but it would be better if I didn't.
Well, where the video gonna be on? It's gonna be put up on
What I'm trying to accomplish by putting your video of your story is because I think if we call these guys out, like Keith's telling us that he's working really hard talking to corporate. Ooh, invisible corporate. And there's no such thing as corporate. No corporate there, Keith. Keith, you're talking porkies, mate. Pretty obvious. He chats to them via Telegram. Oh, what a great way to communicate via text to a company that's worth millions. And he's saying that he feels for people that haven't been able to get their money out. He does. I'm sure he doesn't sleep at night. And then he says that he's working at giving everyone like yourself back their one times reward. Are you, Keith? Are you really? Is that the story? Oh, that's so nice. For a minute there, I thought you were just taking the money. And he's...
Yeah, I heard him say something about giving back the one time.
Yeah. That's what they're telling people, giving people false hope, unfortunately. Yep. And he's saying that he's still saying today that that's going to happen. So that what that does, it gives you hope. And you're not going to go off to the authorities because if you do, then if you read their terms and conditions, you're going to lose your account because they say that if you, so you're trapped.
So there's no way you can find because there's plenty of people besides myself that's in the same situation.
Same. Lots of people have done the same thing. If you want to come on a Zoom meeting and tell me your story, please do. Oh,
and a lot of people, I think they put more money than I did.
Yes, you're right. So where would the money come from to pay you back?
That's what I'm saying. I never saw where my money went to in the beginning.
I can tell you because Kalpesh Patel was meant to be taking out $1 million a day at the end. And these guys that are selling the metaverse and the investment opportunity are the ones that have been withdrawing the money. And, I've got these guys have created multiple accounts so they can get the reward. So when your mate signed you up, he would have got 15% of your $25,000 would have gone into his account. And then he's taken that money out. He's withdrawn that money and put it in his pocket. So the video 2 weeks ago was Keith Williams was actually showing, he kept on holding up his phone because I got an old video and he was saying, look, I've just withdrawn more money. And he's just continuously withdrawing money through the whole program, showing people he knows how to take money. And now, if these guys truly believe the ecosystem and the metaverse, yeah, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, haven't interrupted for a wee while, so I better do it again. If you go to my YouTube channel, I've got lots of real cool videos, over 130 of them. Now, it was just one a wee while ago. I've got itchy throat going on. Hey, I should show you something freaky. Leave the ecosystem and the meta. It's me right now talking. You're wondering what I'm talking about. Haven't interrupted for a wee while, so I better do it again. If you go to my YouTube channel, I've got. Let's go back. Right. So where was it? Oh, Publicity. Was it that one? Publicity impact of. Oh yeah. I think it was this one. Closely knitted together, and I'll just do the shorts on it.
HyperVerse, Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what we're doing here. HyperVerse. He knows his subject. Trying to be clever. Be careful.
This was the first article. As a result, Kalpesh was sentenced 12 months in prison.
We get rewarded every day. Very excited.
Still trying to find herself a passive income. Here she is with her good mindset blow dryer. Kalpesh Patel, #1 scammer, returns to the UK. This is Des Amy, and this is Sharon James. And the last one.
It's a shame they don't take the time to find out who I am first.
I think we know who you are now.
The biggest scammer in the world, Kalpesh Patel. When Keith is this and Keith is that.
I dominate the market when you search for Keith Williams, kind of pushing Keith under the bus. And
Yeah, why don't you have a sit down with our legal guy? They'll disarm you in a second. But
these are jailbirds.
dream stealers, they're stealing off.
Pinakee Naaaaikkkk, Negatron.
Jump on you. I said,
Did he just say that? I really want to jump on you.
In.
that's just
None of the punishment.
insane.
For the love that my line showed me, the prayers that they gave me. Thank you. This is the only community on the planet. This is it. And understand this, the world does not build monuments to critics. You show me one critic that got a monument. Remember what your boy Mr. Go Crypto just said, and don't you ever forget it. Peace out.
I don't really care if I have a monument. Yeah, sickening though, isn't it? In all seriousness though, through that video, Keith is actually showing us the withdrawals he's doing in real time. Now these guys are meant to be part of the metaverse and building their future, but they don't seem to be doing it. If you have a look through some of especially the last few videos I've been doing, I must say I'm even quite proud of them myself. But there is one that I really like at the moment. If you go into my community area, you'll see. He's updated the. Is he updated? No, he hasn't. Yes, so must see Danny Heck or HyperNation. So this is a video we have all that a friend of mine, Rob Woolley, has actually done about
Discouraging people.
Well,
I had to explain to somebody about HyperVerse the other day, and I thought that was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, because it doesn't make sense that people believe in this stuff.
I am not a child of God. I just thought I'd say that. I don't know if you are, but they're still going after people with Canva, and then I started searching for. So basically, that video is a wee documentary about me, and my mate Rob Woolley's done it. It's 26 minutes long. It's real cool. What I like about it is it tells you my hidden agenda. Why am I doing this? What do I want to get out of this? And why am I spending 40 hours of my week, if not more, actually doing all these videos exposing? Well, to be honest, it is about people like Mike Lucas. Mike Lucas, this is his retirement money. This is his future. This is his life. And you've got Keith Williams in these leadership meetings saying that they've changed so many people's lives. But I sit there and I listen to it. Every time he says it, I think, are you stupid? You're changing people's lives, the rich people's lives, and the poor people that trust what you say is real are the ones losing. And this is why I'm doing these videos. So if you've got a story like Mike, I want to hear about it. I've got another live coming on tomorrow morning around about this time with an African guy. And I really, I'm going to do a sneak preview while we're on the button here. Because in my community area, I post a lot of people's videos that are also doing the same. So this guy here, I'm doing a live with tomorrow morning, all going well.
Greetings. Welcome to Afrik Lad YouTube channel. So I want to continue to talk about what I call scam. I think these are Ponzi schemes. I think these are MLM, in fact. Those are the things I want to talk about, because I really want my people to get this, because they're targeting my people, black people, poor people. They're targeting us. So I want you guys to get this. But of course, anybody else out there, white, black, wherever, you get this message. I want to touch on a little bit of HyperVerse to HyperNation, and of course, PLCU or PLCUX.
So African Lad here, he really is seen it's rampant at the moment, and he's doing his best. That video's only had 65 people view it. I hope that you leave my channel and go look at his video. Like and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Like and subscribe to Rob Woolley's YouTube channel. Make sure you search for a guy called Ponzi Hater. You know, we've got a community of people that spend hours and hours and hours promoting these videos. And I know we all can't be YouTubers and we all don't want to put our faces out there as busting Ponzi scheme, but you can do one little thing for me, and that's just hit that thumbs up button, and that will tell YouTube that you like my video, and it will get out to the masses. Anyway, let's carry on hearing from my friend Mike. I'm hoping that we've changed his life for the better a little bit. Yes. Then why would they be showing off that they're taking the money out? They would be leaving the money in.
But the people like me that never took money out don't know how to take it out.
See, that's a perfect customer for HyperVerse, wasn't it? People that believed the system, put money in, did the rebuys, and never took a cent out. In the meantime, the people who had access to the safe have been looting the money.
I don't know how to take none of it out.
But they provide training on putting your money in, which is the sickening part. Now they tell people like yourself that you need to come along to the meeting. You need to log into HyperNation every day to have a healthy relationship, a healthy account. I just want to make sure for people that have just tuned in, because it will have timestamps in the description and people fast forward through these videos. He got trained by a guy called, is it Anhtuan Nguyen Wynn, how to take the money from his pension fund to a crypto exchange, and then he was shown how to put money in. Now, he had one-on-one training with this guy, Anhtuan Nguyen, whatever his name is. It's written on the notes. Right, and he lives in Florida, so let's name and shame him, and there's his address. So go knock on his door and ask him what he's done with Mike's money would be great. Now, he got shown one-on-one training how to put money in. Now, for him to get his money out, he would have to go along to these leadership meetings and the technical training and spend hours and hours and hours waiting to be shown how to take his money out. It was too complicated for him, so he left his money in. And they tell you that you need to watch these leadership meetings every Saturday because it's just like a religious cult, mate. And
you can't. You don't understand nothing they telling you from these meetings.
Hear that? That's your meetings. People do not understand anything you guys are telling them about. It's too. Going back to Pinakee Naaaaikkk's last week, the week before presentation was talking about big words. No, it was last week's presentation using big words that bamboozle people. And he said that, and that's what they're doing. He's saying that these companies use big words. It's all complicated, but basically they're full of shit. No?
Those meetings, they just talking about how can you establish and make yourself more wealthy? How can you have more believing them? It's just like you said, it's a cult. It seemed more like a cult.
Yeah. I used to be in a cult, mate. I used to be a Jehovah's Witness. And
wow. Okay.
And that's why I hate it so much, because we just believed everything that was fed to us. And these guys are doing the same.
I see how you get on these HyperVerse people. It kind of makes you seem like it has you kind of like not pleased with them at all either.
Scumbags, mate. Yeah.
Well, if I can get my one-time rewards, I don't know how to get it, but if he could get someone to, I don't know if he could get me a way of getting the one-time rewards, at least let me do that.
Well, the problem there, mate, is the fact that he'll flog you off like he's flogging everyone else off. This is what you're doing, Keith. This is what you're going to say. We've heard it all before. He'll be saying that we're working at getting everybody's one-time reward back. Where's the money coming from, Keith, if that's the case? Have you got a plan for that? He will be saying that that's what the company's priority is. Especially now he's been appointed the global sales representative. What the hell's that? But the reality is, where does the money come from to pay these people if the VIP 5s has been looting the vaults? They have taken the money out. So Keith Williams is a multi-millionaire. There's no doubt about it. Keith Williams is absolutely loaded to the hills. I've heard of people like you going along with cash, and he's created the accounts for them. And he hasn't, You know, he's got cash around his house. This is what I've been told by numerous people. So he's like money laundering.
He bought one of those big old mansions.
I wouldn't, yeah, well, I used to know where he lived, and people are actually trying to find his location at the moment, and I'll publicize it when I can. But this guy's got so much money, he doesn't know what to do with it. If you do know the actual address, the house where Keith Williams lives, that'd be great. I did find an old house of his, but I would love to find his new house. Just go to theheck.com and send it to me anonymously, and I won't tell anyone.
You know, they had all of these people coming up on those Zoom meetings on Saturday talking about they made the VI5 and all of this stuff, and they got so many people that they bought in, and these people that they bought in, half of them don't know how to get their money back.
That's right.
Just like me.
Yep.
All these VI5 people and all of those people that bought so many people under them. Those people they bought under them, majority of them don't even know how to, all they did was like got people like me, don't understand none of this stuff, and bought them in and took their retirement money.
Listen to that. That's disgusting, guys. So yeah, you're changing people's lives, but you're scamming the poor people and you're giving it to the rich. Have you changed Mike Lucas's life? Keith, have you? Have you changed his life? What are you going to do about it? With your new position, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Do you sleep at night thinking that Mike Lucas, his life savings have gone because he believed the shit that you were feeding him in your PowerPoint presentations, and you're still waving the flags of HyperNation like it's the savior? You're all in. You're all in a pile of shit. Oh, it's disgusting.
That's exactly what they did.
What if you were to say to Keith Williams, I know we said before, but do you think Keith Williams is a good bloke? Do you think he has a good heart on him? I think he's actually mentally ill. And I know I've flogged him to death, but I think after 2.5, 3 years worth of running these Zoom meetings and being, I think the life is drained out of his, like when you look at some of the older Zoom meetings, you can see he was a bit of a side hustler, But in these new meetings, you can see the stress, and he's got a gaunt face. And I believe that he's been brainwashed by himself. And he probably truly believes he's changing the world because he's so deep in this now. That's what I think. Is he responsible for his own actions? We all are. Is he responsible for getting Mike Lucas's money back? He sure is. He's the global sales representative. He must have some clout.
I don't know. I think he means good. He means to do good, but I think he got caught up into this program or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And now it just turned out to be a scam.
Yeah, because he's actually said they're changing
part of it.
He thinks he's Robin Hood. He thinks that he's actually changed people's lives for the better. And I'm always arguing the fact that he's actually stolen from the poor and given to the rich.
Mm-hmm. That's what happened. What happened. All these people that they put underneath them to tell them that they're gonna earn so much money to keep putting money in, and that's how they made their money. From poor people that's trying to retire. And I've seen people come on there on Saturdays. These people, they look average people like me. Those people don't have no millions and millions of dollars. Yeah. Those people just have like just a little money to retire off of, and they took their money out of there and put it over there under HyperVerse.
It's disgusting, isn't it, mate?
It's so disgusting. I don't know if God is watching or God is listening, but in that case of something like that, I don't like to say that. I wish a bad luck or something happened to people, but in this situation, I hope that it will turn around against them.
Yeah. It will catch up with them. They'll go to jail.
Catch up. Yeah, catch up with them.
Yeah, so the video I brought up here, I mean, This is one of my most successful videos lately when everyone was searching for it, but I did a name and shame, and literally in here in the more section, you can see I've got a whole lot of people's names. So if you have been involved in HyperVerse, in HyperNation, HyperFund or HyperCapital, you'll probably find your name in there if you've been running Zoom meetings and actively promoting it. But as Mike said, he looks at the people in these videos, and he says that they're people just like him. Now, these guys, to me, don't look like crypto geniuses. They don't look like young whippersnappers like me, who really know and understand crypto. One of my good mates lost $3 million in crypto, and he was going to take his own life. I asked him, do you feel like taking your own life? And he said, yes, you do. And I said, if anyone ever says that to you, then you can say, well, let's go together and let's get you some help. But is money really that important to people? Like they give me a hard time because I'm wearing a cheap suit. I mean, does it really matter if I'm wearing my active wear? I got this from, where was it? Oh, one of the sporting shops. Forgot the name of it. And I've worn it 3 weeks solid, Keith. And I feel comfortable and I feel relaxed. And I love my house. We rent a house. I don't own my house. I have owned houses. I've had 5 houses. I've built a house in the country, lived in the middle of nowhere, worked from a purpose-built office with a satellite dish. I went through a divorce. And the very next day when my wife said she wanted a divorce, my whole body ached. And I was in a lot of pain. So I went off to the doctor and I said, look, Rachel at the time wants a divorce, but my whole body's aching and I'm in so much pain. He said, it would just be a bit of stress, take some pills and go home and sleep it off. So at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I asked my ex-wife to call an ambulance because I was in so much pain and she thought I was just being a drama queen. So I told her to give me the effing phone and I called an ambulance. And 3 o'clock, 12 hours later, my appendix burst on the operating table. I spent 2 weeks of my life fighting to stay alive. Every half an hour, I watched the clock move around and I didn't get any better. I remember I had a bad infection in the second week, and they laid me down on a table and gridded me up, and they were going to do a live operation. And there was 5 people standing around with lead suits on, and they put this big needle right through my back and sucked out 200 mils of bodily fluid that wasn't good for me. And then on the way back to my room, I went into shock and I started shaking uncontrollably, and they were trying to stick needles in me. And I remember yelling out in a loud voice, don't let me die, because the bitch will get $930,000, because that was my mortgage. And I had an insurance in place to pay off the mortgage if I died. And my wife at the time basically was going after the insurance money. That's why she didn't want to call the ambulance, I believe. She was hoping I was going to die and she was going to get the money. I mean, was it important? Her love for money was different than my love for money. I didn't care about the money. I had a indoor target shooting range because I was into target shooting. She had horses, we had arenas, we had barns, we had yards, we had fencing, we had all the equipment, we had all the material assets that you needed to run a good life in the country. And I was basically retired in the country, and I used to be a website developer and a marketer and an advertiser. Now, some people would say, people used to say to us, we're so lucky. And my whole life fell apart. At the age of 23, I got kicked out of the Jehovah's Witness organization, and I had to start my life over again. I lost all my friends, my family. Just 2 months ago, my mother was trying to take me to court because I'm speaking out about the religion and what it's done. I've had 2 people in my life commit suicide, my stepfather and my sister, who was 2 years older than I was. And I believe it's all because of the Jehovah's Witness religion. And then my mother thinks that I am taking away her rights to have her freeness of her religion, and tried taking me to court. What a pathetic joke that was. Didn't happen, did it? I have the right to express myself. So I've had all these things happen in my life, and then people like Keith Williams is going to insult me because I wear a cheap suit. Or they look at people who aren't wealthy and look down there. I would rather be in Mike Lucas's situation than a filthy rich scumbag that has defrauded people to get your wealth. If wealth and money is something so important to you, knock yourself out, guys. Go after the money, but don't steal it from the poor. I'm a entrepreneurial. I've done lots of really cool things. As I've said, my best year in business ever, I turned over just short of $500,000 and I took home $275,000 in 1 year. So I know how to make money. I left school at the age of 14. I literally cannot read or write. That's why I make so many mistakes doing these YouTubers. I'm not even making any money out of my YouTube channel. So it doesn't matter. It's not always the money, but I know how to make money, but I don't want to sleep with the devil to get money. Everyone wants a passive income. I mean, I do drop shipping. That's how I survive myself. One of my businesses I spent 8 years building fell over COVID. I've had to reinvent myself. I'm passionate about doing these YouTube videos. That's what I'm passionate about. That's what I love doing, and that's what I do. And so I'm fortunate because I can actually get up in the morning and think, what do I want to do today? I'm not enslaved to properties. I'm not enslaved to having to do things. After this video is done, I'm going to get my dog Pixel. I'm going to go visit my friend Steve, and I'm going to have lunch, and I'm going to catch up with some friends. And then when I come home and I'm going to edit it. I'm not sitting here editing these videos thinking, I hate doing this. Well, I don't like editing much, but that's what I do. So if you guys are striving after the money, you are going to be bitterly disappointed. Buy a lotto ticket if you want to get rich quick. There's more chances in doing that than investing in anything to do with Ponzi schemes and listening to the propaganda you hear on the internet. Anyway, Mike, let's hear the end of the rest of you. We've only got a few minutes left.
And it turns around, and then it won't be a good picture that make them look good after in the end.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that Keith Williams shows some compassion to you particular, because I'll blur your face out if you want me to. But I obviously, if Keith Williams will watch this video, because he watches my video, so he told me this morning in a video I was watching. But if you can help, it's Mike, isn't it?
Mike Lucas. Would there be any kind of way that you can contact me back if you hear anything from him? Because I think you have my email.
I will, and I won't give that to somebody like Keith. He knows me on Telegram and also WhatsApp. He can reach out to me and send me a message if he really does care. But I hope he shows some compassion, because if you think about this, Keith Williams, you are a man that believes, a good Christian man that will do the right thing and help Mike Lucas get his money back. And so is Mike. So
yes.
One religious guy to another. Mike.
That's right.
Mike would just, even though you're working for the whole community, getting their one-time rewards back, theoretically, it would be nice if you fast-tracked the $25,000. Who, Anthony? Was it Anthony?
Anhtuan.
Anhtuan?
Mm-hmm. A-N-T-U-A-N.
A-N-T...
U-A-N.
U-A...
And the last name is A-N-T-U-A-N. Anhtuan. A-N-T-U-A-N.
T-U-A-N.
And the last name is Wynn. W-Y-N-N.
W-Y-N. Wynn. All right, mate. Well, I'll try my bestest. I'll put a video out there. And do you want me to blur your face?
If it's gonna help me, I don't even care if my face is up there.
And thank you, Mike. The amount of people that want to hide behind their identity, makes it hard for me to expose these guys. But you've put your face out there, and it helps me show more authenticity, that you're a real person. And thank you for coming on. Now, if you've lost money to HyperVerse, HyperFund, or HyperCapital, you contact me, and you come on a Zoom meeting and do the same thing. He's a brave man coming on a Zoom meeting with me. So let's have more of yous, hey? How many of yous have lost your money and now realize it's a scam and want to make these people, name and shame these people? Remember that video that you just saw here? These are people that I named and shamed. So do you know them? There's a lot of people that have invested in these people, with Keith Williams. and let's stop Ponzi schemes. You've got a good face,
I
mate.
don't know who. Thank you.
I don't want to take the liberty of using this video to help you out and then come back later on and people say he asked you to blur his face. So I just wanted to make sure I had permission to use it as it was, because it will be more authentic if we do. But your story is legit. So
I'm a disabled person, and I just want to be able to finish my retirement comfortable.
Yeah.
Now I can't
for reaching out, mate. Because
I really appreciate your time.
No, I appreciate your time too. And I will see if Keith Williams has a heart, because I don't think he does, but let's hope he does. And let's see if he can fast track your $25,000 that you put in out of your retirement money.
Yeah.
At least get you back the money so that you can. Does Keith Williams have a heart? Does he really care? Do I need to sing a song? I wonder if we can find some music. Let's see if we can serenade Keith Williams. Hello, Keith. This is Danny. You may have heard of my YouTube channel. It helps expose Ponzi scheme. I know you've been on there a few times with me, and I've probably been a bit of a thorn in your side. Do you think you can help Mike Lucas get his $25,000 back? I know that you're probably telling him we're trying to get everyone's money back, Danny. We're not just going to give one guy's money back, we're going to give everybody. I think we're full of shit. And I think it would be lovely if you could just get Mike Lucas's money back first to show that it's possible. Because you've been promising this for over 2.5 months now. And being the global sales representative, we know you have the power to pull a few strings. Let's get his initial investment back, like you said. Prove that you are going to do it. This is Danny, and I really appreciate you listening to me waffle on. And we'll go for the last 3 minutes. Listen to Mike plead for his pension back. Sorry about that, mate. Not be worried.
The 1X. Yeah, the 1X. Yeah. And you Danny, right? Danny?
Yep, Danny the Heck. Yep.
Danny the Heck, yep. Danny, it was so much pleasure. At least I feel some better after you told me that what was the whole deal with this thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I get quite a few people asking me, if I can help them get their money back. And normally my answer is I really, really value having you come on a Zoom with me, and then I can help other people.
Even if you find an attorney or someone that I can take further action, take further action.
Yep.
I appreciate that too.
Well, in this video that is on the internet, there's a comment section below. So if you do know any good attorneys, and I don't want these people trying to scam people who've been scammed by these Instagram idiots, but that's what I call them. But if you've got a name of a lawyer, go to theheck.com and obviously give me the address, and I can pass it on to Mike Lucas, and we can let's see if we can make an example. How to get your money back using. Sorry, mate.
If so many people that file what you call that thing that they file against companies, I don't know if they can find that Chu guy, Sam Chu.
No,
but
it's not even a registered company. You could do it if it was a registered company, but obviously it's not a registered company, so you can't do anything. Unfortunately, we assume things isn't good enough when in court. So if you do go to my HyperVerse Lawsuit video, you'll see all the questions that you'd probably get asked if you went to a lawyer. Mate.
If they can file some kind of suit against them, that'll be perfect. But like you said, there's nobody to go to. They go file the claim.
So
who are you gonna file?
Can I ask you who your next crypto investment is? Wonder if he's got one. wewe.Global? Novatech Group? Let's hear it from someone who's had personal experience with HyperVerse and HyperNation.
Who is it?
Who are you going to invest in next with crypto?
I'm not going to bother with it. I don't understand it. I don't know how it works. I don't understand nothing about it. So I'm going to be finished with it.
Yeah, good on you, Mike. Now, a lot of YouTubers about now would say, Mike, I've got this opportunity of a lifetime that would be good for you. Not from here. You'll never get that coming up on my YouTube channel. Yeah, good man.
I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go further anymore with that.
Yeah,
because
right,
it just disappointed me for even thinking about it. Disappointed from the other program. I don't know what to call it.
I feel for you, Mike. I honestly too. I know I keep it light. I try to make it a bit funny. I know it's not funny. I know it's your money that's gone. And I just hope that somebody who has a lot of money will at least give you your $25,000 back. If anything would go towards it. I mean, if the VIPs have got the money, that would be lovely for you to chip in and give a little bit of that money back that you've got. And I don't know why you took your money out of HyperVerse anyway, guys, if you have got any money. Just saying.
Program.
HyperNation.
HyperNation or HyperVerse, HyperFun. Yeah. I should have knew something was wrong when they kept changing the name.
Boom. Keep changing the names. Why the company? Because if you listen to Brittany Smart, she says because it's a hedge fund.
HyperFun, HyperVerse, HyperNation, all these hypers.
HyperCapital. Don't forget HyperCapital. Yeah, no, it's shocking, man. I feel for you, and I'm sorry it's happened to you. And but let's see if we can get a message out. And I thank you so much for coming on the Zoom and chatting to
Danny,
me.
Thanks for taking your time out.
No, good on you, mate. All right, I'll catch you later.
Okay, have a good.
I'll keep in touch. I've got your email.
Well, where are you located near?
I'm in New Zealand. Woo!
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
All right, great. No problem.
All right, mate.
Thank you. Thanks.
Bye.
Nice talk. Bye.
Same. Right. Well, I had to wait a couple of days before I did anything about that video because I've been asking people over and over again, if you've got a story to tell me about your experience with HyperCapital, HyperFun, HyperVerse, HyperNation, please do come on a Zoom meeting and tell people. Now, why? There's a twofold message here. I'm trying to tell people that they need to speak out about what's happened because then it will help warn other people not to do the same. People that haven't had all the education of HyperCapital, HyperFun, HyperVerse, and HyperNation will probably be just about ready to click on that button to get the rewards that HyperNation is promising them, not realizing that this company has a whole dirty history because they don't do their research, they don't get on YouTube videos, and they don't watch Danny the Heck going on for hours and hours and hours about it. Not like it was when it first started and it was rampant. They listen to that family friend or that acquaintance or that referral, and that's how these things get traction. So, hey, I don't know who can be accountable for this. I mean, at the end of the day, Mike Lucas really need to, get some training on how to be safe on the internet. And unfortunately, the chance of his getting his money back is very low because I don't believe Keith Williams or any of the VIPs have got anyone else's interest at heart rather than theirs. So if I am wrong, which so far I haven't been, and if I am wearing a cheap suit, then do listen to what I'm going to say. And if I'm a failed businessman, then so be it. However, I use logic. Can't read and write, not the most intelligent, whatever you want to say. But this is a Ponzi scheme. The only income stream is from people buying memberships. And they're going to people like Mike Lucas and fooling him out of his retirement money. Imagine being in his situation, knowing that you've been scammed at his age. He's worked all his life and saved as much as he could. $25,000 isn't a lot for some people. It's certainly not a lot for VIP 5s. And it's certainly not a lot for someone who is the global sales representative. I'm sure you could have a talk to corporate and they could get his 1 times back. Oh, what a good idea. Why don't you just do that to everybody? Because there's no money left. And don't flog off Mike Lucas, Keith Williams. Don't say, give him his money back. Surely your new title of global sales representative gives you the power to have a telephone call instead of I'm on Telegram trying to chat to corporate who could be anybody. Or is it anybody? I don't think so. This whole scam is Keith Williams. This is Keith Williams' baby. In a few weeks' time, Keith will be announcing that he is the owner of HyperNation. And the whole scam will be really transparent then, and we'll realize there's no Mr. H, and there was no people, because this all started way back when HyperFund took off, and there was only 100 people in these Zoom meetings. I'm going to go and show you the Zoom meetings I'm talking about. So way at the start here, this particular video here, you can see when they started, oh, that's my ties, but you can see at the beginning of HyperFund days that there was only 100 people in these Zoom meetings. So, oops, not even showing you. There we go, try that again. So there was only 100 people in these meetings at the time. And this is where they built and they got their momentum. And then they went through the name changes and the like. So it's appalling what's actually happened. It's appalling there's people out there like Keith Williams who's quite happy to walk around with his boss t-shirts on and driving his flash Mercedes cars and buying new houses, whatever it is. I don't care what you do with your money, mate, but give $25,000 back to Mike Lucas because he needs it for his retirement. You've been listening to Danny the Heck YouTube channel, and tomorrow we will be doing another live stream with the African guy who's out there trying to save his community from getting scammed from HyperVerse. Please do hit the thumbs up, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the bell so you're notified when my next video comes out. Hey, thanks for watching, and please, Keith Williams, one last please, give Mike Lucas's $25,000 back. It's not yours, it's his. Have a great day. A little bit extra to add into the end of the video before I finish editing it. Somebody who was watching my YouTube live did a bit of research on Anhtuan Nguyen, and we found some interesting documents here. I'm not very good at reading, and I'm skimming through these documents going, what do they mean? But it looks like here, somewhere along the line, I don't know, notice of commencement, and it looks like he's getting his roof done. Address, and he's a roofer. Does that mean he's a roofer? Because this is applying for a permit to replace somebody's roof. I don't know. So I'm looking at this thinking the foregoing instrument was acknowledged before this as, I don't know. So I'm assuming, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking he's a roofer. I'm looking at the next document that was in the court system, looking like in 2010 he actually went bankrupt, because that's the papers of him going bankrupt. So it looks like he defaulted in his mortgage maybe, because it's got GMAC and Mortgage LLC plaintiff, and defendant was Anhtuan Nguyen. So maybe, so they might have bankrupt him when trying to claim the money. If you can read that any different than me, please do. And then this one here looks like it's something to do with the tax department for $40,000. And to me, this looks like failed to pay taxes, which would explain the bankruptcy. And then everything about your life is online if you live in Florida. But here you go. He's, what's he done? Ran stop sign, making a right turn, red stop sign, violation of right of way from stop sign. So, wow, how about that? That was just 3 years ago. Naughty boy. And the next one is looks like did unlawfully commit the following offence in violation of statute. Window tint driver's side. Maybe the tint was too strong. Maybe he's a boy racer. But yeah, you wouldn't want to live in Florida. So this is the guy that's actually introduced Mike Lucas to HyperVerse, and I think you might have seen before, we did actually find a picture of him, and it looks like the same guy. So if you are thinking about investing in HyperVerse, obviously be wary of the type of people that are wound up in this Ponzi scheme. And this guy has actually taken $25,000 out of Mike Lucas's pension fund and lined his own pockets with it. Hopefully I've got my information correctly, and any other information would be much appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. I'll tag this into the video I just produced.